Welcome to Conscious Living Collective, transformative journey in consciousness with community of like-minded people. That is you. My name is Tomek. I'm a teacher, I'm a scientist, I'm a transformation coach. In this live session, my intention is to blend the latest in scientific research, the deep wisdom of mindfulness, and most importantly, art of fulfilled living. As always, this is an invitation to you to have your own first-hand experience and emerge on the other side transformed and renewed with a fresh sense of purpose and well-being. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So good to be here in these difficult times, but what brings us together is togetherness. And I want to acknowledge all of you wonderful, I want to say consciousnesses. I don't know why this word came to my mind, but it came, I want to believe, for reasons, so I want to say that. You are a wonderful representation of the larger consciousness system, and I want to welcome you in this beautiful expression of who you are, even though I am the only one who you see on the screen. I'm simply a facilitator of the larger community engagement, which is by definition what we do here in Conscious Living Collective. It's not only about living, it's not about only surviving, it's about communal togetherness that makes the existence on this planet much more fulfilling and much more purposeful. So hello. Hello, Anne. Hello, Nan. Hello, Austin. Good to see you. Hello, Parvana, Diane, Karen, Elizabeth, Sandy, Meg, Evie, Jane. Do we have first-timers here? I will do. Hello, Tosca. So I'm already feeling in a very good company. But for the benefit of those of you who are joining for the first time, I just want to say that Conscious Living Collective is a place where we find all refuge, including me, from the ordinary, customary thinking from the world, external world as we know it, that it goes without saying it is difficult to handle at the moment. And that's why I named this session Grounded Awareness. And I will discuss and share with you what does it mean to be grounded in awareness and what we are grounding ourselves with. And the session always consists with two parts. The first one is when we talk together, when we discuss things, when I put things on the table, allow you to share and put things on the table that are important to you. And we bring them all together in the space of meditation, where we have a chance to have, as the introduction indicated, a first-hand experience, which I find very important. Because let's face it, I am about to say nothing new. Everything that I have said has been already said. The only unique thing is about the content I'm sharing with you is uniquely transformed through my own unique consciousness. But in the content itself is nothing that revolutionary. So right here, at the start, I want to come clean and say that as a teacher, I'm not here to be specifically original. That maybe becomes to, or that belongs to those who, I don't know, have a better way of communicating with you. I'm here to create a sense of belonging for you and me, so we can be more authentic ourselves without trying to achieve anything in particular in the mind sense, which is leave a legacy. Achieve something that is different to what already there is. And that fits very... Oh, hold on. I want to acknowledge the first-timers. Tanya, wonderful. Nan, wonderful. Thank you, Evie, for helping me to welcome our first timers. Very good to see you here. So what I was about to say is that the reason why grounded awareness of this present moment is so important to me is, and feel free to share if you experience something similar, that whether it's consciously or subconsciously, I've been trying to escape. I've been trying to move from now to something better. I think in English language, the phrase looking forward to something to happen is the representation of what I am talking about. And when I started considering that very notion of looking forward to something, I've realized that I trained my brain continuously to recognize the very present moment as something that is insufficient. That's something that can be better. The future is always better. Another representation of that notion would be the future is always better than the present moment. That somehow current circumstances are weighing on me and I want to escape them. However, what I found that the future that I'm so looking forward to continuously, it's always a reflection of what I am right now. And this is perhaps the invitation to ground yourself in this, the only, as Eckhart Tolle says, point of power, the power of now, in which we have an ability to define our future, not by waiting for the future to happen, but by adjusting our state of being to better, more expansively reflect it in the moment to moment. That is a future. Future is happening in a matter of speaking right now, right? I speak these words and they're already in the past. So the only thing we can focus on is the present moment. That's why I want to invite us today and myself to have the courage to stay grounded in awareness of the present moment and recognize that we cannot escape the reality as is. The reality, it is not going to be better just because we look forward to something or we try to escape it. It is only here. And this is something that may recently struck me. And I do not know who said that. But all our struggles, one of the teachers said that all our struggles are here to teach us something. And I want to encapsulate that in the words of Pema Chodron, who said in her book, When Things Fall Apart, nothing ever goes away until it has taught us what we need to know. Nothing ever goes away until it has taught us what we need to know. So whatever you are going through right now, whatever happens to you right now, I invite you to consider if the very challenge that you are facing right now has a lesson for you. Austin, this resonates with me. The present gets away from us so easily and so quickly. I'm so grateful for this community to ground us in the now. Thank you, Austin, for being here. And thank you for being in this community. We are here for you, and I'm glad that you are here for us. And another way, an anecdote that represents that notion that even though we live in difficult times, we are here to reflect on them and see and make a choice if we have a say about it. how we can ground ourselves in the present moment, however difficult, and learn from it and make a choice. The anecdote goes like that a student comes to a teacher and complains that nothing ever goes. The student goes, I keep meeting people who test my patience. I can certainly resonate with that statement. And the teacher goes, maybe patience is trying to meet you, but you keep leaving the room. Does it feel sometimes like that? That the more we try to escape our challenges, the bigger they become. Which once again is encapsulated in the famous saying by Carl Jung, what you resist not only persists, but grows bigger. So those challenges keep knocking on our door because they are the greatest teachers for us. For me, for instance, well, I can admit it, I tend to be lazy and I keep postponing things that are important, things that are valuable. And doesn't matter how I postpone them, how much I postpone them, how much I procrastinate, they keep coming back to me and keep knocking on my door. And interesting thing is that when I finally choose or find the courage to face these challenges, to do the thing that I meant to do, that I wanted or intended to do, things get better so much. It puts me in a much better state of being. And the lesson for me with that is that even though things that are difficult are meant to be difficult, life not supposed to be easy, because in our human perception, in our human reality system, if things are easy, we hardly ever learn from them. Things are difficult for a reason. Being difficult, it's a quality that represents the state of learning, state of growing. And if you look at the psychology of human psyche, one of the things or concepts that I frequently bring up is the concept of who was the teacher? I forgot who introduced that concept of negativity bias that reflects the statement that our brain is like a Teflon to all the good stuff that happen. It just things bounce off and never stick to Teflon, like a Teflon frying pan. However, bad things, i.e. challenges, are like Velcro, are sticky, and they stay there. Which, again, if I want to translate into the concept of learning, is that we as human beings tend to learn more by feeling challenged in some shape or form. And this is important. Why? Because regardless what is your material status, whether you are wealthy or whether you are poor, whether you are healthy or in poor health, regardless of where you are, the challenges are the things that define us. Actually, not the challenges that define us, but the way how we deal with the challenges define us. And if there's a one thing that relates to the topic of today's session is we facing all our challenges, not in the future, but in this very moment. In this very moment, you decide, not in the future, not in the past, in this very moment, with this breath, you decide whether you want to start facing your life as is without trying to escape it. Without trying to procrastinate about your life and postponing it for the future moment. And a good news here is that only in your mind that present moment seems scary. Again, that projection that your mind is so good at, will tell you, oh, it is scary, it's going to be bad, it is going to be difficult. Rick Hansen, thank you, Parvane. Rick Hansen was the one who came up with this metaphor of Teflon and Velcro. So this is the invitation to us, particularly collectively, we can do it together, when we gather the courage and ground ourselves in present awareness and recognize that times are difficult. All of a sudden, what you realize in this very moment, not in the future, that you're okay. With all your challenges, all the difficulties, once in the togetherness space, things all of a sudden are not as gloomy as they seem to be, as your mind tries to project to you. Don't approach it. Your mind says, danger, danger, danger. Don't do it. But the moment you actually do it, you find it wasn't as scary. How many times the thing that you were afraid of the most, you found actually much easier than you thought when you did it? How many times? A story from my very early childhood comes to mind too. And please do share a story on your own. But I want to share a story from my very early childhood. I can see it actually in my mind's eye right now. I come from a small village, and every winter, was maybe 5 years old, I was looking forward to go and play in the snow. And I believe it was a Christmas present, I received my first ski. And these were this very cheap plastic skis, but as a kid, you don't recognize that. You just think this is the best thing in your life, and it was. This set of skis that I could put on my feet and slide down a slope. And I remember still standing on top of this tiny hill, but for me, for 5-year-old me, it seemed like a Mount Everest. I looked down, like elevation was maybe 1 meter or 1.5 meters. And I looked down the slope, and I stood there for so long, being afraid of what is about to happen. And I remember going still, after all these years, I remember this, going down the hill and facing the massive challenge for a 5-year-old. Can you imagine going down the slope? How big of a challenge it was, and finding out how easy it was. The thing that in my mind, in my young mind, was so difficult, it was so easy. In fact, then obviously after this first time, I did it 1,000,000 times, enjoying it more and more and more and more. And I want to share with you that challenge, that childish challenges, because we are all children in that very sense, that for us, every new challenge is the challenge of a 5-year-old. Not because it's big or small, but it's because it's new. And that's why you're, from the perspective of your mind, you will always be afraid, facing what is inevitable, facing your biggest teachers, your challenges. And when you actually face them, when you find the courage in your own time, however long it takes, you find there was a lesson there for you. And it was a lesson that not only empowers you, but also teaches you something about yourself, which is very much in the spirit of self-actualization, which is the reason why we're here. We are here to actualize our full potential that is at our disposal, but very often we are afraid that there is a danger of fulfilling yourself. Hello, Susie from Vancouver. Ellen shares, when I was a student, I was exhausted and miserable after studying. I always knew I was going to do well on the exam. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good example. How many times I was afraid. I defined myself by the result of the exam. How, when we grow, and now when I look back, and so many different tests I have taken in school, it's that now I know it meant absolutely nothing. The grades that I was chasing all my life, the being good at something, as if a number on a piece of paper defines who I am. This is it. It is time to grow up. It is time to see through all these bogus assignments that we are given as something that it's a reason for others to judge us. We are the harshest critics of ourselves always. And we are the only critic that is important. So we are here to grow up and see clearly from the perspective of the present moment that we have passed all the tests that need to be taken. And the evidence of that is that we are here. If you didn't pass some important test, you will not be here. But you are. And I hope this is enough. It has been said, 85% of the things we worry about either never happen or are never as bad as we think they'll be. Yeah. I think that was the either James Joyce or one of the teachers. Yeah. The things I worry the most never happen, or a version of it. So this is it. Okay. Let me invite you today to ground yourself in this present moment and be reassured that whatever is your current state, wherever you are right now, you are surrounded by a community of very, very supportive beings, very, very supportive souls. And that includes me. And we create a circle or community. And then our circle came to mind because we're about to start the meditation. And I want us to sit in the circle and kind of hold virtual hands and see what's going to happen. We can ground ourselves a bit better. Any questions or comments before we jump into the meditation part? And also want to acknowledge our wonderful musician, Peter Helland, who will be supporting us with his music. Today in our meditation. Okay. I see no questions and no comments, but if something comes up, feel free to put it into comment section. Thank you so much, Parvana, for your very, very kind and generous donation. I see your donations as a vote of support towards our commitment to be here. Supporting my work is a wonderful thing. And I want to thank you for that. So we are listening to Peter Helland and his Peace Within that you can find here on Insight Timer. want to switch us to meditation screen to affirm that we switch to meditation period. Eckhart Tolle famously said, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life." See how you are in this very moment. Recognize that this is always and always has been a starting point in which your consciousness enacts everything that you've ever been. When you allow your eyes to close, you simply shift your awareness within, beyond the physical world that is defined in our reality by physical senses. And ground yourself in that sense, whatever it is, because that's the beginning of your journey to connect with your deeper self, that finally have a chance to manifest itself in the physical reality. Bring to the surface of your mind the challenges that you are facing right now, and recognize that with the support of this wonderful community, you can finally step in with courage and ground yourself in recognition that regardless of the outcome, you are all right. You are loved, you are supported, and you are here and now. And as the evidence of this statement, take a deeper breath in through your nose. Expand your lungs and exhale with a sigh. You cannot breathe in the past, and you couldn't take a breath in the future. So every time you are aware of this single breath that you are taking right now, you are here and now. And what I want to invite you to, together, right now, is to embrace this very moment. Ground yourself into the power of now and see that things are all right. You have arrived. And if it helps, continue following the natural flow of your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. And see that each breath brings you more of the now. And it is okay. Every single breath brings you more peace, more relaxation, brings you closer to who you already are, which is the awareness that is experiencing this human predicament. And that awareness will eventually return from the human body to the non-physical state. But as long as we are here, let us enjoy it. Let us make choices that support our well-being. Let us face all our challenges with courage and open heart, knowing that they are only there to teach us, to make us realize our full potential. And when you find yourself struggling, come here in the presence of this wonderful, supportive space in which you can rest, rejuvenate, so you can be more of yourself and return with courage and strength and open heart to face the physical reality as is without trying to escape it, without trying to make it what it is not. And right now, I want to invite you for 1 minute of silent contemplation to fully feel how it is to be you in this very moment. And I will bring you back when the time is up. And now it is time to return, embracing your physical senses that until now were in the background of your awareness. Bring forth your vision, now informed with the peace that you found within, and see through your closed eyelids the field of vision in front of you, whatever that is. Connect with the sense of hearing, feeling into the music that you hear, the sound of my voice. Briefly recognize that you have senses of smell and taste, even though not very present right now. and arrive in the sense of touch that defines the boundaries of your physical body, that connects you with the physical space around you. Ground yourself through the bottom of your feet. Feel your hands in your lap, your sit bones, your lower and upper back. And with the peace and stillness that you connected with, let us recognize how wonderful it is to be you in this very moment, sitting here at peace. And save this moment by once again expanding your lungs with one deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when ready, open your eyes and welcome back. Thank you so much for meditating with me. Thank you so much for co-creating the space. And please do share in one word, how did you come out from this meditation? And what is your current state of being? I want to say I feel indeed grounded. And since I'm facilitating this session, I'm going to use the second word. And the word is supported. Thank you, Karen, for your generous support. I very much appreciate your donation that supports my work. Austin feels untethered. Perhaps that's the first time I hear that description. I love it. Lynn relaxed. Parvana calmer. I'm glad to hear, Parvana, that you feel about more yourself, because that's how I recognize the calmer we are, it's a representation we're coming back to ourselves a bit more. It's never 100%, but we're moving there. However, slowly, taking our own time. Karen feels grateful. Gloria feels connected. Wonderful. Anne feels grateful. Thank you, Rochelle, for being here. Thank you for meditating with us. Makes feel supported and feel more calm. Wonderful to hear that. I really like I look at your icon on your comment, and I really like the picture of you with eyes looking kind of sideways. This is very, very interesting picture. Evie, grounded and settled. That sounds very wonderful to me. I always want to feel a bit more grounded and bit more settled. And the reason for that is that, in my experience, hardly ever good things come out of me being anxious. All the decisions that I made being anxious and unsettled are, for lack of better words, suboptimal. Sandy feels peaceful and grounded. Wonderful. Austin says, my cats also feel the calmness. Animals are the best meditators. I love having them around. So if you have your pet, please do bring it to every meditation, and you will have a very quiet support. Susie feels peaceful and grateful. Thank you for being here, Susie. So think to yourself, when are you making the best decisions? What is the state that you're in which the decisions that you make are of high quality? Okay. Once again, thanks to all of you for being here, for meditating with me, for co-creating this space. always a joy to be here. And sometimes I admit I struggle. And your support makes me gives me courage to overcome this struggle. And I'll do it anyway. So this is very significant. In this very moment, I want to mention that. Gloria, thank you so much for your very, very kind donation. Once again, all of you, for your support to my work so I can continue here on Inside Timer and otherwise. Thank you, Diane, for being here. I hope you feel all right. Sandy, another very, very kind supporter of my work. Appreciate you. And I wish all of you to stay grounded in the quiet, peaceful, calm you. And through that lens, see yourself as authentically as possible. See yourself for who you really are, and not only for the conditioned self that your mind tries to convince you you are. These are my wishes to you. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Parvana. Thank you, all of you, for being here. I look forward to our next session. In the meantime, I want to leave you with Peter Helland and He's Within. Have a pleasant day, joyful night, wherever you are. I look forward to seeing you next time.